Having just completed a firmware update on my smart controller and on my DJI Mini2, I decided to just go local and just to try it out, just test it really. It's only a 150 yard walk to where I could go and fly. Having taken off, I went up to about 80 feet and just flew from the footpath right up to the top left hand corner in the big exercise field out back. At the top right hand corner you get the golf course, Nelson Golf Club, but here it's just a nice flight. I'm looking at the smart controller as my monitor because it's brighter than any other. It's 1000 nits, and here I am. I've just flown up to just taking it steady and flown up to the top right hand corner where I'll turn round and just carry on towards the golf course. This is just a free flight. It's nothing, no waypoints or anything planned with any software. I'm flying under DJI Fly, which has been recently updated. I'm actually filming in 4K, 25 frames a second, which is more or less the PAL standard, so you can re-watch it on 4K TV. Now I'm flying along the very top footpath, which is adjacent to the King's Causeway, which used to be called a triangle as you walk right across. It's a well-trodden footpath and people from all around take the dogs on this field. It's quite a large field. We're moving now, and as we get along the top there, we're getting quite near to Nelson Golf Course. You can now see a couple of golfers. The path goes right alongside. I don't think you're allowed to go across the golf course, but it looks like there is a path in there. That's probably for when they knock the balls and lose them. There you are, there's a clubhouse and everything else. I'm not sure of the layout of this club, so I don't know which hole this is. I just know it's at the very top. We're turning around slowly now, and as we can see, there's quite a few people on. We can see 2 holes there. They're just about to go on the green. There's another hole there at the bottom right. I'm more or less doubling back on myself now, heading back to the big field. Watching the reaction of the golfers, looking up, it means I'm a little bit too low. Normally this is a very quiet drone, and you can go to about 125 feet and they can't hear it. It's the animals that hear it first, dogs, the sheep and so on. I'm heading back across this field. As you can see, all the crisscross ways where people walk. I'm heading back towards the that's the walkway along the top, back to the King's Causeway. I've doubled right back. Yes, with retrospect, I'm a little bit too low. Heading back to the corner, and then I'll probably start my way back. The way that this drone films, you've got 2 options, and the one I've been in up till now is just the follow mode, where the gimbal stays absolutely rigid, straight. You control the gimbal and it doesn't twist and turn as you do when you're flying in FPV mode, first person. So I'm going to fly back down and land, and then I'm going to have a go at changing the controls so that I can fly in a similar way to you fly FPV. Instead of turning on its own axis while maintaining the same angle, when you actually turn in FPV mode, it sort of veers to either left or right, whichever way you're turning, and gives you that more immersive effect. I'm on my way back now, and I'm just on that path, the horizontal path there, just to the left of the left-hand bush. There's a woman, 2 women going past with dogs, and I'm right in the centre now. The drone will fly straight overhead, and then it will start to point its gimbal downwards, so it can see where it's going and then get the GPS coordinate and try and land on exactly the same spot. There you go, it's lining up now, facing the same way it was when it took off, and then it's going to start to come down. I can either bring the gimbal down manually or it'll come down, in some cases automatic. Here we go, it's coming down and it's looking towards where it wants to land. That's me stood to the left of it, looking helpless. I can tell now that it's going to miss. I'm seeing this picture on my smart controller, and so far, touch wood, the smart controller update's perfect. Some people were saying we were losing signal and all the rest of it, but we're not. It's out just a little bit, so I've taken manual control and I'll land it. Right, I've changed the battery now and taken off again, and I'm at about 85, 90 feet. And this is the one when I'm going to switch from the follow mode over to the FPV mode, and you'll see the difference. Instead of a steady, consistent turn at the same angle, you'll see it veer off to the left or right. I'm just having a look round to get my bearings, and I can see, well, right down into Burn, I can see General Hospital. And here we go, I'm going to move forward now, and we're in FPV mode, and you see how the drone turns. It sort of veers. There's my garages below me as I'm heading slowly down towards Chessington Green. My house is just behind that big tree in the centre with the green behind it. Now I'm just going very, very slow over my garage. There's the bin men doing a stalwart job, and I'm just very slow, only a few metres per second, so hopefully not to make any noise. As I'm watching it, it's coming over the top now, and I can see into the back garden, and there on the right hand side of that row below I can see Veronica with a red dress on painting the back gate. Apparently she's waved, but I can't just see that. She tells me when I get back home that I were too low because all the dogs started barking, so you know, it's easy to forget, you've just got to go a bit higher. So I'm just turning round and having a last look on the green. There she is, still painting down the bottom there. I can see she's painted that table as well, near the top swing. I don't know, there's no stopping her. Right, it's time to head back up now, so I'm flying up the road opposite where my garages are. The bin men have moved off now. I'm coming up over the houses, and that's the estate on the other side of the fencing, where people with the money live, as we can all tell. And we're just shooting back up there. I am a little low, but I'm not too bothered. I go to the right over the path and onto the field again, and then there I am coming back towards where I am. Now I'm going to just fly the other way in a minute or two, just so I can I might change my battery, I'm not sure yet. Let's have a look at the controller and see what percentage is left. I need a good 40% before I go fly the other way, because you have to always make sure you've got enough to get back, and if you should inadvertently leave it till there's a low percentage and you've a strong wind against you, you've had it. So I'm coming in, I'm coming down now. I am going to land and change my battery, and then we'll go again. Good landing, found its spot, hit the G-spot so to speak. There we are. Now taking off again, that's a photograph of the farm to my right, and I'm going to fly over it now and head along, which in effect is heading up All Syke, just slightly adjusting the gimbal, the angle of the shot, and I'm still in FPV mode, as you can see. I'm moving along. only going very, very slow. If I'm doing 5 meters a second, if I'm doing 5 miles an hour, that's all I'm doing. I can speed it up, and I can speed it up to 40 miles an hour if I want. But I'm heading up to the far right there of the estate opposite Clockhouse Estate, and just flying over the fields. Nobody about, nobody walking about. Very, very quiet. Just continue now on up alongside the edge of the field. At the top up there is Holsyke, as it goes up the hill towards the Sun Inn. I'm just having a nose. It's amazing because there's lots of things that you see when you're flying over that you never see otherwise. Sometimes I like to have a nose and I look down and just see what's there, but there you go. That's life.